Hello everybody and welcome back to the Taste of Sport channel. My name is Luke and today we are here to talk about the NFC East. And I just want to put this out there. I even have this in my notes right at the top to make sure I said it before I got too much into everything. The Eagles are the best team in the NFC East, hands down. Best team in the NFC. This was proven. They got all the way to the Super Bowl. I'm saying it before I say some things that are too mad, because obviously, Giants fan, I'm hyped for the season. If you didn't see the last video I did on the channel, you'll see how hype I was and how hype I am about the Giants going forward and how good the season was and all that. I'm not going to get too into that because there is a whole video on it. Like I said, check it out if you're interested. Today, we're talking about the NFC East and the absolutely amazing turnaround that the NFC East has had, because if you go back one season, just one season, the laughingstock division of the NFL, no team was looking decent, and when your best bet is the Dallas Cowboys, you know it's bad. But this season, no team even had a losing record. I've got the records here on my notes, just in case anybody's wondering why I keep staring down here all the time. It's where my notes are. Eagles 14-3, obviously the best team. Cowboys 12-5. I mean, that's just kind of the Cowboys. You can't really be too impressed by a Cowboys record because it's still the Dallas Cowboys at the end of the day. But, you know, Giants 9-7 with one tie. I've said enough about the Giants. Massive turnaround for the boys. Washington then had a record of 8-8 with one tie, which obviously Washington are the worst team in the division, but even they didn't have a losing record. So, I mean, there's literally barely a bad thing you can say about the NFC East this season. In comparison to what it's been, the turnaround has been insane. Obviously, like, the biggest thing that's happened is the Eagles turnaround, because the Eagles were not a great team, and now they were borderline the best team in the NFL. Obviously, second best to the Chiefs in the end, but I mean, some can argue that they should have won the game, but that's a discussion for a different video. That's not what we're here to talk about today. So this season, we ended up in the NFC East with 3 teams in the playoffs. I did a little bit of digging because I was curious. It is actually possible, since the rule changes in 2020, I think they added an extra playoff seed for both conferences. So it is actually now possible for all 4 teams to get into the playoffs. 3 got in this season. I would, if I was a betting man, I would nearly put money on all 4 teams in the NFC East getting into the playoffs next season, which would be mad. I don't think it's ever been done. Considering the rule change in 2020 was the thing that brought it in. I'm pretty confident that it hasn't been done in the last 3 years. But yeah, wouldn't that be mad? Going from... It's hard to wrap my head around, and I'm sure every other fan of Eagles, Cowboys, or Commanders, or Giants feels the same. Like, we were the butt end of the NFL divisional jokes for a whole season, and deserved it. And now look at us. Blossoming. So if we're going to do a quick recap of the teams in the playoffs and the games that they had and how far they got and so on and so forth. Giants, Vikings, hands down the best game of the playoffs. Don't even come at me. 31-24 win for the Giants. First playoff win I think it was 6 years maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then of course second round, we won't talk about that. But then if we next move away from such a touchy subject and we talk about the Cowboys, that were basically just the same shit, different year for the Cowboys, really, isn't it? It's just kind of the same stuff every year. As a rival fan in the division, I'm not going to complain. I mean, like I said, I can hype up the division if they keep doing what they're doing, saying every team is successful. And I feel like if it came down to it, Giants are able to beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. So, I mean, there's no problem there, really. If they just keep doing what they're doing, then I have no problem with it. They can just be bang average. Even though they have a really good record every year, they still go into the playoffs and it's just dead. So, I'm okay with this. The Cowboys curse, lads. Let it live on. But yeah, Cowboys had the Buccaneers in the first round, gave them the business. Next round for the Cowboys was against the San Francisco 49ers, which is where the playoff Cowboys came into full effect. And we didn't really have the most entertaining game. 49ers did come out with the win. Cowboys went out in a disappointing fashion like they seem to do every year. Then we move on to the Eagles, who obviously had the best playoff run all the way to the Super Bowl. Did the deed to the Giants. We move on from that one. Then played the San Francisco 49ers, which, I mean, we all know how the Eagles-Niners game went. And if you don't, basically the Niners cycle through every quarterback on their depth chart because they all just kept getting injured. And it was a sad game to watch. And I'm sure as a Niners fan, it still hurts. And if there's any Niners fans watching this, I do apologize. Obviously, as a Giants fan, I was rooting for the Niners, and it was painful for me to watch as well. But, I mean, full-strength Niners against the Eagles. Who knows what could have happened? Would the Eagles still have got to the Super Bowl? Would the Chiefs still won a Super Bowl? Ooh, a what if video? The cogs are turning, lads. The cogs are turning. And then Washington's playoff journey. That might have been a little bit unnecessary. But anyway, moving on. For next season, Eagles probably going to be just as good as they were again, as long as they keep all the pieces, which I don't even know if there's anything particularly on its way out for the Eagles that they need to fight for. I'm not entirely sure what's going on in the Eagles offseason, but I'm pretty sure they'll be able to keep most of the stuff they need to keep and be back in a similar position again next year. Cowboys, I mean, it's obviously a meme, but like, it's hard to not laugh at the Cowboys doing the same thing year on year, just being good but not good enough. So next year, same again. Thank you very much. Giants, I mean, I have every hope in the world for the Giants. I know I've made some outrageous takes already. Again, if you haven't seen the last video that I did on the Giants, check it out. As a Giants fan, you'll love it. As an NFC East supporter of any of the teams, you might get a good laugh out of it. So, and then lastly, of course, we have Washington, who I think have officially made Sam Howell their starting quarterback now. So maybe they can figure things out, and maybe they'll also be a good team. So, see what I mean? I mean, there's not much you can really say negative about any of the teams at the moment, because Eagles are just going to do the same thing again. Cowboys probably are just going to do the same thing again. Giants are on the up and up. Washington, if they can figure it out, will be good to go as well. It is obviously very, very difficult for all four teams to get in, because they do obviously all play each other, and if some of the teams, like if the Giants get good, the Cowboys stay as good as they are, the Eagles stay as good as they are, obviously that's going to be hard for Washington if they're just figuring it out as well. But who knows? I would love to see it. Obviously, as a fan of one of the teams, I would love to see all of the NFC East get there. Just because, you know, the NFC East has always been one of the best divisions. I actually saw a stat that I thought I'd write down and add to the video as well. The NFC East is actually historically the best division, which I didn't know. 22 NFC championships won and 13 Super Bowls won. So, you know, why not be the first team to get all four teams in the playoffs as well? And, of course, to top it all off, we'll get the Giants all the way to the Super Bowl and take home a ring as well. Hopefully that's okay for you guys as well. Wouldn't you love to see it, though? Wouldn't you just love an underdog story, huh? Maybe if Daniel Jones wasn't demanding so much money. But anyway, that's going to be me done with my little NFC East. I feel like these videos I do are not really that structured. I feel like JD, who's the other guy on the... Oh, fucking hell. JD, who's the other guy on the channel, structures his videos more. He has more stats and in-depth analysis. I just kind of... This is why we've always been so good together on these videos. So maybe we need to start doing stuff together. We balance each other out perfectly. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to and watching my NFC East ramblings. That's what we'll call them. We won't call them videos or any kind of analysis or anything. We'll just call them ramblings, I think, from now on. Thank you guys. If you've watched this far and enjoyed the video, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel as well. And I'll see you guys next time. See you.